Let me now review the techniques for modifying text within a text field. You can define dynamic text by assigning a string to the flash.text.textfield.text property. You assign a string directly to the property, as I've done here in this script. I have a text field here called or labeled my text field with a capital T and a capital F. If we go ahead and open up the Properties Inspector and click on that text field, notice that there is the label. Here in the first frame there of my actions layer, I have a very simple script, my text field dot text. So I'm using the dot text property to go ahead and fill up that text field with this content. Let's go ahead and do a control test movie. We can see that in action there. Hello VTC users. Now you can also assign the text property a value from a variable defined in your script. Here's a script employing this technique. I have my package declaration importing my flash display sprite and my flash.text. Here is my public class, text with image, extend sprite. Here I'm setting up a variable, my text box, colon text field equals new text field. So this line here is actually creating the text field. I don't have to add the text field by hand. And then here is the key line right there. I'm using the my text variable there to input into the text field hello VTC users. So there's an example of assigning the text property a value from a variable defined in a script. As I mentioned previously, the text field class has an HTML text property that you can use to identify your text string as one containing HTML tags for formatting the content. Here's an example, and I'm using the HTML text property to establish some text. And notice inside of this string I've embedded some HTML tags, italic, bold. I've even inserted an image here with a height and width value of 200. If we go ahead and do a control test movie here on this HTML underscore images FLA file, notice that I have my HTML text, which is being formatted, as well as a picture. It's being placed right inside of this text field. That's actually a text field. If we look at the original file, here is the text field there. So to format your text in this text field, you would assign your string value to the HTML text property, not the text property in this case. In this way, the Flash player will render this text as HTML. Let's go ahead and have another look at this script here. Let me scroll this over so you can read all of it. There is the full text. Also, let's do this. Let's go ahead and separate this on two lines, several lines, so you can see all that script there. Establishing my variable, my text, defining it as a string, putting inside of the string the various text content as well as the HTML formatting, and then using the HTML text property to have the Flash player format all that text, HTML text content in the text field. Now the Flash player supports a subset of HTML tags and other entities for the HTML text property. The flash.text.textfield.html text property description in the ActionScript 3.0 language and components reference provides detailed information about the supported HTML tags and these entities. Here you have the ActionScript 3.0 language and components reference. I access this via the Help menu in Flash, right here, Flash Help. Now once you designate your content using the HTML text property, you can then use style sheets or the text format tag to manage the formatting of that content. Now another advantage to displaying your content as HTML text is that you can include images in your text field, as I demonstrated previously. You can reference an image, local or remote, using the image tag, as I've done right here. Here's my image source tag. I have an image1 JPEG in the images subfolder in the work files folder. That's where that image is being pulled from. So this example is creating a text field named my text box and then including a JPEG image of that beach stored in the same directory again as the SWF file. It's displaying that image within the displayed text right in there as I demonstrated previously. Now in many cases your text is longer than the text field displaying the text, so you'll need to learn how to scroll the text in a text field. So let me now move on to the next movie and demonstrate techniques for using ActionScript to create scrolling text in a text field.